Hey, welcome to this Windows channel. And I had, there's an article in Paul Tarot's website that's interesting, and I thought I'd comment a little bit on my opinion also on that. Paul Tarot mentioning that basically the free upgrade to Windows 10, you know, should stay free all the time. We know that, this summer is apparently the end of the free upgrade to Windows 10 for Windows 7 and 8.1 users. But there's absolutely no word yet of what's next. Usually, Microsoft will eventually, publish information and say, well, okay, here's what's next. We think that we're going to charge or we're going to do this or that. And I'm not talking of, buying a copy of Windows 10. I think if you go to the store and buy a copy of Windows 10, it's okay to have a price on that somewhat, or it's okay for equipment manufacturers to have to pay a fee on Windows when they install on a new computer. I'm talking really on upgrading. And Paul Terada has an interesting information on that. Well, an interesting way of thinking, which is which I find interesting, really, to talk about. And it's the fact that even if Microsoft would extend the free offer, and please don't quote me on this, we don't know, but it's one of the possibilities. Maybe Microsoft is saying, hey, we're going to have it the first year free to try to jumpstart the installs. But maybe they have a plan in there that says, well, we'll just keep it free all the time for the upgrades. And that would be, I think, the best way to handle Windows 10 in the future. But also the fact that, I mean, the computers that we upgraded from will eventually, you know, worn out, will eventually, stop working, or eventually will change them. And the thinking behind that from Paul to Roth is that, well, Microsoft's not going to lose really, because upgrade to new machines will have Windows 10. That's going to be a paid copy and stuff like that. And people will eventually buy a new computer. So they'll have Windows 10 on that new computer, and that's going to be a paid copy from the manufacturer. And I thought, well, that's an interesting way of thinking, basically. Why not do that? Why not keep Windows 10 totally free for the upgrades? And also, one of the things that I'm thinking with that is 1 year isn't that much to think about an upgrade if you have a lot of complex issues on a computer. I mean, thinking of an upgrade in 1 year if you have a lot of software, a lot of stuff you're not sure about. You might say, well, I would like to go to Windows 10, but not right away. I want to go in Windows 10, but maybe in a year or maybe in 2 years. And what that means is that you might want to stay there, but upgrade after the technical free offer ends. So that's an interesting idea here. One of the things that I already talked about many months back when we were talking about the end of the free upgrade in July, also, one of my thoughts on that was, well, maybe Microsoft, if they do charge, will charge a very small fee. Say, okay, you can upgrade, but people that upgrade will, upgrade for 1995, say. Of course, the free offer that would continue is the best way, and I think, and I agree with Paul Tarot's idea here, that it is the best thing that Microsoft could do. Just keep it free all the time for anyone that upgrades from Windows 7 or 8.1. Better yet, but that won't happen, why not offer it to Windows Vista users? Some Vista users are, the computers are capable of upgrading, and that could be cool also. But when you look at that from Microsoft's perspective, they might, Microsoft never does what usually could be the right thing. they always often screw up somewhere about something. If you look at Xbox, one of the problems with the failure of Xbox One in a certain respect when you compare the sales is the very bad way of thinking and of saying things when they launched Xbox One. That always on thing, and that digital rights management thing about using checking for the copies of and stuff like that. It's like that was a complete fiasco, and that didn't help Xbox sales. But they could do it right now, and there's still nothing that's decided for Microsoft as to what they will do in July. And if they don't have it free, I think at least don't sell it for like $100. Why not say, well, if you upgrade, special price $19.95. I think some people will upgrade at $20. A lot won't at 100. And the basic way of getting Windows for 90% of the people, if not 95, is to buy a new computer. Only enthusiasts will buy a copy of Windows and install it on a new computer. The upgrades are mostly in general for new computers, and for most people, getting a new Windows comes with getting a new computer. So why not stay it free? Let's send a little message to Microsoft. Why not use that uh, comments hub to say, hey, here's an idea. Why not keep the upgrade free forever? Something like that. And say, well, then you can let us enjoy upgrades to Windows 10, say for, I don't know, 5 years or 4 years or 6 years, something like that. Because there's a future to think about also, because a lot of you have been saying, yeah, are you sure that I'm going to have us pay for Windows after? No, but the problem is you got to understand that Windows will have an end of life date, that from there they might say, well, okay, new upgrades starting this date will be for people that pay a license or something. It could be in 3 or 5 years. And at some point they're going to say, look, okay, here's the build version for the people. This is the last free build. And it means that you'll still have support, like you have support for Windows 7 right now. But if you want to have the new features, you'll have to maybe purchase a license or something for that new future. And if you don't pay, well, you'll still have free Windows 10, which is still free. It's just that you'll be left at a certain build, and all you'll get is security updates. That's what I think Microsoft will do, because a lot of you have been saying, hey, Windows 11. Well, from now, there's no... Microsoft is not saying there's a Windows 11. Yet, Windows 10 is getting updated all the time. It will continue being updated all the time. And I think what the future holds maybe for us is, okay, in 3 years or 4 years, here's the thing. We'll be at build, 22,576, and Microsoft will say, well, okay, here's the end of new features for people that don't want to continue on and pay a certain fee. But that doesn't prevent you from having free Windows and still installing free Windows, because you will simply be at that build, which is basically like being in an older version of Windows, like Windows 8 users now or Windows 7 users. And at some point they're going to say, well, okay, here's the thing, new features are coming up. Here's the fee to upgrade to the new features. If you don't pay that fee, you'll still have Windows 10 free. You just want to have the new features. That I think is one of the possibilities of the future. But once again, only speculation. We have no idea. Microsoft doesn't say anything. We don't know yet about what's going to happen after the free upgrade ends. Will it be extended? I had this possibility saying, well, if it's not free forever, maybe they would extend it a little bit. Maybe they'll say, hey, let's give you another 6 months of free upgrade. Let's go until the end of the year instead of July. Anyways, we'll see what happens. These are only speculations, but I think it's worth thinking about it. What do you think is going to happen? Now, don't tell me, oh, we're going to start paying in July. No, that we know it's not true at all. So don't tell me that, because you're already, you're already out of the picture with that. But what do you think is the future? Do you think Microsoft's going to extend the free upgrade? Do you think maybe you'll have a special price? And what do you think of the future 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now? I'd be interested to see what you guys think of this also, and have your own opinion of the future of Windows 10. If you enjoy Windows 10 and Windows channel, please subscribe to my channel. You'll be informed when new videos are online. Give us thumbs up if you like the videos. And thank you for following us. It's nice to have a great gang, and always cool to have you watching my videos.